Hello, my friends. This is the YouTube video of it all. This is an epic video because, like I said, I am promising you to tell you the exact measurement of the windows of heaven. You have been hearing people talking about God opening the windows of heaven, but no minister has ever gone to the extent of telling you what the measurement is, what the dimensions are, down to the last millimeter. I am here today promising you that in this video towards the middle. So listen right down to the end because at the end, I'm going to make some recommendations for you to accelerate your wealth and to brighten your life. Like I said in one place, when you finish doing what is said here, your teeth will be whiter, your eyes will be brighter, and your feet will be lighter. But let me just get into this now. Somebody asked me, why are you all over the internet talking about wealth and health all of a sudden? But let me tell you the reason. I love people. I love my fellow men. I really, if I can do anything to help somebody to be better in health and wealth, it would be a mistake for me not to do that. And so I want to help somebody to avoid the mistakes that I have made and to avoid some of the pitfalls of former generation. So I'm not asking anybody to follow me blindly, but I'm heading to a good place. So if you come with me, ain't no hurt. You're going to be blessed by it. Now, first of all, we must understand something that is very much there before our eyes, but we are sometimes reluctant to look at it, like the ostrich hiding the head beneath the sand. And I'm going to say it clearly. The wrong attitude towards wealth has led to some serious pains, some serious backwardness, and some serious hurt of people. There are persons now on hospital beds who would be up and about if they just had enough money to take care of themselves. There are persons who are dead and died poor who would be here doing more if they had just taken the right attitude towards wealth. There are persons struggling. A lot of teenage pregnancies, and other things that set back people. Like it's because of parents not treating wealth right, and the daughters have to go and fend for themselves, and men abuse them, and so on. So wealth, this matter is important. It is not to be taken lightly. There are persons who will be able to take care of their bills and all of that had it not been for a wrong attitude towards health. Marriages are broken sometimes because the man don't have a token. And ladies don't like to stick around when things are not there for their comfort. And I am not saying they're wrong. They deserve good things, and women are not happy when you don't have money and things to take care of them. So the wealth thing is important, and somebody has to say it and say it clearly. There are persons returning their tithes and offerings and are suffering greatly because after paying your tithes and offerings, you don't know how to relate, what attitude you should have towards things after that. You are supposed to expect great things. You are supposed to expect the windows of heaven to open when you return your tithes and your offerings. So let me say a few more things before I break to you what the dimension of the windows of heaven are supposed to be. Let me just say that I'm in a rise up campaign. I am on a quest to find thousands of people who will rise up to a new day, rise up to expecting greater things. And I'm asking you to invest, not monetarily, but mentally, in a rise up campaign. And the first step is, do not consider wealth as something evil. God does not agree with you with that idea. Why would Proverbs chapter 31, when last time we read that? Do you realize how lauded that woman was? Primarily because she was one who went out, saw property and bought it, one who made clothes and sell it, one who did merchandising. That was primarily the reason that the Bible says that that woman was chiefest among women, you know. So the Bible has nothing against wealth except the wrong attitude towards it. And somebody asked me recently on Facebook, where did you go off? I heard you preach, and you preach some wonderful sermons. What is the reason you have gone to that focus at this point in your history? My answer to it is this: we all went off, you know. We all went off as a generation or as a race when we were brought over from Africa to the Caribbean. We went off because we were enslaved, and went off believing that poverty is our legacy. And people invested much in helping us to think that way. Even the Bible was used to tell us that we deserve to be saved because we were descendants of persons who were slavery was prescribed for them. So this matter of wealth is critical because we are coming from a brainwashed race of people who were told that we are to be subservient, and God put us to be subservient. So don't think that it's a light thing that I'm on. But if wealth was wrong, why would God say in Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 18 that it is He that giveth us power to gain wealth? Why would He say in Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 2 that wealth is a gift from God? If some of us were to be subservient people and treated lesser than the rest. So for people to be poor and distressed and in daily squalor is not pleasing to God. So join me in a Rise Up campaign. It is important. Recently, I was asked by some of my colleagues to come and tell them, explain to them what I'm doing and why. And I gladly obliged. One question I was asked is, are you satisfied with your work since you're in this campaign, this quest? And my answer was, I will never be satisfied with what I do in my work because God has been too good to me for me to be satisfied with the work that I'm doing. And the reason I do it is that I owe it to myself to be the best man I can be for myself, for my God, and for my family. And so, my friends, if you think that having resources is not important, go and ask the Good Samaritan, how would you feel that day if you didn't have oil to pour in the wound, didn't have a vehicle to take him to the inn, didn't have money to say, take care of him, and when I come back, I'll take care of that? Ask him, and he will tell you he would feel a pain in his stomach if he couldn't do it. So, resources, important. Now, since I promised you, let me address the windows of heaven thing. When Malachi was told, tell them if they return their tithes and offering, I'll open you the windows of heaven. What size? What is the exact dimension of the windows of heaven? And here is a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a window, the window of heaven, one of the windows. Imagine its size. What can come through it? Can a coin come through it? Can a car come through it? Can a house come through it? What size do you see with your eyes closed? Now, what size do you see? Can a large piece of land come through it? Can a beach house come through it? What is the size? Imagine the size. Well, here's the news. The size is precisely the one that you see, or just a little larger, because God says He's able to do exceedingly. Your eyes can be open now, abundantly above what we can think or ask. So whatever size you come up with, it's just a little bigger than that. He can do above what you can ask or imagine. So the size of the window is left to you. By your faith be it done unto you. No preacher has ever gone to tell you the dimension of the windows of heaven. Now you know. Let's go. I believe that there are possibilities that we would have reached had we not had this foolish idea that wealth is wrong, and to have it in your imagination or your desiring is wrong. You will not have wealth without desiring it. And I will say that again and again. So I am recommending Easy One Up as a way to accelerate your wealth. Now, what is Easy One Up? Easy One Up begins with a product. The product is a digital product, so you don't have it stocking up on you. It is online classes, professional online classes that you get a franchise to sell when you invest at $500. Now, there are lower levels, but why invest at a lower level when you know you're going to make back your money and you're going to make $500 each time somebody comes and buys your franchise? The great thing about it is that each person who buys the franchise has to come back and say thanks to you. So if your brother bought it, when he makes back his money, his second sale is a thanks to you. And that second sale person, when they go out and make back their money, their first sale is a thanks to you. And that person who says a thanks to you, when they go out, who became a thanks to you, when they go out and come back, make back their money, second sale is a thanks to you. And that happens for eternity. You can make back your $500 in one day, and in 1 week you can reach $3,000. It is something that is credible, decent. It is my experience that it has happened, and I recommend it to you. And I do it because I need money for ministry towards persons who deserve a second chance in prison. I personally need to do some ministries that I think are critical for helping humanity. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel because people are going to learn from this video what the size of the windows of heaven look like. And they're going to also be blessed because they're going to get some money to help to pay bills and to pay school fees and to do all sorts of wonderful things. So you're doing a service by subscribing. Please I'm waiting. Just push the button below, subscribe. Won't hurt. Touch it. Yeah. Thank you very much. And go out and do something great for yourself. If you don't do it, it won't happen. Whatsoever thou doest shall prosper. It's the doing that proves where you're going. Thank you.